Under heaven all can see beauty as beauty only because there is ugliness. All can know good as good only because there is evil. Have you ever stopped to think about what that really means? This powerful idea comes from the second chapter of the Tao Te Ching, an ancient book of wisdom written by the sage Lao Tzu over 2,500 years ago. It's a text that has guided thinkers, artists, and seekers for centuries. And today, we're going to dive deep into this fascinating verse. So let's start with that first line, under heaven all can see beauty as beauty only, because there is ugliness. This isn't saying that ugliness is good, or that we should seek it out. Instead, it's pointing to a fundamental truth about how our minds work. We understand things through contrast. We only know what up is because we have down. We only appreciate warmth because we felt the cold. Beauty and ugliness are two sides of the same coin. One defines the other. Without the concept of ugliness, the word beauty would have no meaning. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? It challenges our tendency to label things as purely good or purely bad. The verse continues, all can know good as good only because there is evil. This follows the same logic. Our entire moral framework, our ideas of right and wrong, are built on this same principle of duality. We identify kindness because we've witnessed cruelty. We strive for honesty because we know what it feels like to be deceived. The Tao isn't telling us to accept evil, but to understand that the very concept of good arises from its opposite. This perspective can help us see the world with more nuance and less judgment. Instead of getting caught up in rigid labels, we can see the interconnected dance of opposites that shapes our reality. Then Lao Tzu gives us more examples. Therefore, having and not having arise together. Difficult and easy are mutually opposed. Long and short contrast each other. High and low rest on each other. Voice and sound harmonize with each other. Front and back follow one another. Each of these pairs shows the same thing. You can't have a front without a back. You can't have a high without a low. They aren't separate, warring forces. They are interdependent parts of a whole. Think about a project you're working on. There will be difficult parts and easy parts. They aren't enemies. They are just different phases of the same process. Trying to have only the easy parts is impossible. The Tao teaches us to accept this natural flow. When we fight against the difficult, we create more struggle. When we understand it's a necessary partner to the easy, we can navigate challenges with more grace. This leads us to the final and perhaps most profound part of the verse. It describes how the sage, or the wise person, lives in accordance with this understanding. Therefore, the sage acts by doing nothing and teaches without speaking. Now, doing nothing, or wu wei, doesn't mean being lazy or passive. It means acting in harmony with the natural flow of things without forcing or struggling. It's like a skilled surfer riding a wave. They aren't creating the wave or fighting it. They are using its energy to move forward effortlessly. The sage doesn't impose their will on the world, but responds to situations as they arise with wisdom and clarity. And teaches without speaking? This means leading by example. A wise person's actions are their greatest lesson. They don't need to lecture or preach. Their calm, balanced way of living is the teaching. They embody the harmony they see in the universe, and that inspires others far more than words ever could. The verse ends by saying the sage creates but does not possess. acts but does not expect, accomplishes but does not claim credit. Because they do not claim credit, it can never be taken away. This is the ultimate lesson in humility and detachment. The sage does great things but doesn't get attached to the outcome or seek praise. They find joy in the act of creating and helping, not in the rewards. And because they don't cling to their achievements, they can never feel the loss or disappointment that comes with ego. Their sense of worth comes from within, not from external validation. So how can we apply this ancient wisdom to our modern lives? It's a reminder to stop chasing perfection and accept the whole spectrum of experience. The next time you face a challenge, remember that difficult and easy arise together. When you feel judgmental, remember that good and bad are defined by each other. We can practice doing nothing by not forcing situations, by listening more, and by letting things unfold naturally. And we can teach without speaking by living with integrity and kindness. What does this verse mean to you in your life today? Is there a pair of opposites you struggle with? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to read them. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe for more wisdom from the Tao Te Ching. Thanks for watching.